Jonathan Turley, constitutional law attorney and a Fox News contributor. So all of this information about Gabriel Popoviciu, the $3 million in payments to Hunter Biden and associates, is being used to buttress the tax case against him, as Chad just pointed out. But in doing so, Weiss opens up a whole new can of worms.
It really does. It's very frustrating for many of us who've been writing for years that we don't understand why there was not a charge under FARHA for being an unregistered foreign agent. This record is replete with contracts that would seem to meet the standard used in earlier cases. During the Trump administration, you couldn't have an official go to Epcot without getting a FARHA charge from the Justice Department. It seemed to be one of the most ubiquitous charges coming out of that department. With Hunter Biden, they have consistently ignored overwhelming evidence that he was receiving millions to influence policy. So now, after all that time, Weiss files this thing with the court saying, oh, well, yeah, we know that he was directing this stuff because he was getting money to influence U.S. policy from this Romanian. And it left everyone scratching their heads. It's like saying, you know, we can prove auto theft because we know he used it in the kidnapping. And the question is, well, why did you charge him on the kidnapping?
And not the auto theft, yeah. And this, which is from Weiss's filing before the Court of the Central District of California that was filed yesterday, really drives home the point of, well, wait a minute, why isn't there potential FARHA charge here? He writes in part, quote, the government will introduce evidence that business associate one, which we believe is Hunter Biden, structured a business relationship in an effort to avoid having to register as a foreign agent, and that the defendant and his business partners did reach out to government officials, specifically the United States Department of State. Is that not enough evidence for a FARHA charge?
Oh, it's not just this, but yes, that is a very strong basis for a FARHA charge. It's also very similar to other transactions detailed by the House, particularly the Oversight Committee. It's very similar, by the way, to the Ukrainian controversy, because in that case, you had money going to Hunter Biden and then a famous dinner in which he left to make a call to Washington. That was shortly before his father gave that ultimatum to Ukraine to fire a prosecutor, or they wouldn't get $1 billion in U.S. aid. So there is a pattern here of influence peddling specifically to influence U.S. policy. And the reason why the White House was most afraid of this charge is because it really blows away all of the spin in the media and by many of their political allies that the son of the president was getting millions of dollars to work for policy changes from the administration of his father with, and it was the Obama-Biden administration.
I swear to God, John, there's either a mind meld between the two of us, or you read my notes on my computer before we go on the air, because you mentioned the oversight and the other House committees. Here's what James Comer wrote on X yesterday. The Biden family's influence peddling schemes in Romania were documented in GOP Oversight's bank records memorandum in May of 2023. Bank records don't lie. The mainstream media took their marching orders from the Biden White House and turned a blind eye to the public corruption. And then here's what else Weiss writes in his filing with the Central District of California. And this is regarding CEFC, the Chinese company. The evidence will show the defendant performed almost no work in exchange for the millions of dollars he received from these entities. That is exactly what Comer and Jordan and Smith have been saying, and the Democrats and the legacy media have called it nothing more than political folly.
That's right. I mean, it's quite impressive for the media to ignore this scandal. It's one of the greatest corruption scandals of our lifetime. Millions and millions of dollars coming from these foreign sources, and the media has turned to willful blindness to pretend that, oh, you know, they really don't have enough to go on. Now you have a filing that confirms everything that all of us have been saying, and particularly these House committees. And the question is the mainstream media going to finally say, all right, we didn't pursue this. It does look like influence peddling on an unprecedented scale. I have doubts about that. But keep in mind, Weiss wanted to get rid of all of this. He wanted to reach a plea agreement with no jail time on relatively minor charges. The only reason we're at this point is that a courageous federal judge said, what the heck is this? I've never seen a plea agreement like this. And even the federal prosecutor admitted that he had never seen anything like this, and it fell apart. That's the only reason we're here right now talking about this.
All right, well, we'll see if the media does pick up on it now that it's officially in a court filing. Meantime, if you want to know more about this, Jonathan's got a great column on all of this at jonathanturley.org. Professor, great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.